manually do it. Manually do it, run it like this. Okay, all of this, can push it inside. It empties to the for loop. So you can still use the format I showed you, the normal brackets while you indent. So I can use that one here to see, highlight them and hold the control and push them inside. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we have to push it in. Okay, so you can see I've indented all of them under this function. Okay, you can see that they are under this function, and the for loop, remember we had this for loop before. Everything under this for loop are still under the for loop, and everything under this function I created are still what under this function. So remember that we have to close the open file in the CSV. We open it here, so we have to close it. So we just do the same thing by closing. So copy this variable and we'll come down under this. Make sure they are not under the for loop, so they are under the function. So I'll just say paste it dot close, right? So we'll close the file there, right, like this. So that's good. So we have closed the file. You can see we open the file here, then the same line case, open the file here, and we close it under the same line too. Okay, so don't go and put it inside this for loop, please. It's not inside the for loop. Okay, so it's outside the for loop. So now we have create a function. So the essence of this function I create is to update this particular information each time this site gets updated. This site now, each time the site gets updated, the file will also get updated too. So each time any headline they put here, any new update that comes here will automatically reflect in the CVS file too. Okay, so now let's say why true. All right, so which is the check results. All right, so why it is true, we should just say time dot sleep. Time dot sleep is a function in Python, right, to tell the amount of time a particular program will wait to be executed. So let's import time. Let's say import time. All right, so hit enter. So we've imported time. So this time dot sleep is the amount, it tells the system the amount of time it will sleep before it execute a particular information. Okay, so that means why it is true, this what we are scraping, this function now, why it is true, that means in every time we are applying here, it will be updating. Okay, be checking around. So what we have to do, it weekly. So you can just times it by saying 10 times, so 10 times 60. All right, so we have 60 is so we can just do the calculation as you want to make it. Okay, so I can put 60 here. That means in every 60 seconds it should update. All right, in every 60 seconds. So you can do this by you can just use calculator to calculate how to get daily time, weekly time, do the calculation. So you can just say waiting time, waiting underscore time is equals to 10. So you come inside here, you just say waiting, you can use that variable here, the function waiting underscore time times 60 times 60. All right, so you can do it this way, waiting underscore time times 60 So, but if you know, if you can calculate the time with your calculator, and you know what exactly time it you want this to be updating. If you want it to be updating every day, you know what daily time should be in your calculation. This is just a mathematics calculation. So if you want it to be updating every 5 minutes or seconds, you just put 5 inside here. But if you want it to be updating in every, since this is 10 times 60, so 10 times 60, you know what it is, so it will be updating at in that particular time. So let's run this now and see what we've gotten so far. Okay, you can look here now. We have the CVS file already created here. On our left hand here, we have the CVS file created. Okay, you can see the name nairametrics.csv. Okay, so now when we scroll up, I told you that when I wrote the name, I told you that's the name I want it to, appear to be descriptive. Okay, so you can see that the name here is the name that the file will be. So I'm scraping from Nairametrics. That's why I title it that way. So let's preview this. So I can open with, I right click on it and open with. Okay, so I installed this CSV editor. I installed this stuff so I can view it in Excel format. Okay, so let's see how it looks in Excel format. Okay, wow, you can see that this is pretty good. It's very fine. Have the headline, 12 scholarship. You can extend this. It can be extended to view it more. Okay, you can see what we have here: headline, 12 scholarship, task implication. So this is how we want this project to be like. I can close this now. So you can see that we are getting it in a pretty way. This is the web scraping. We scrape the site to get, the headline of the news, the author name. You can see the author names here. The names of the author who published these articles are all here. We have the dates those articles have been published, and we have the content of this article. You can read all of the content, of this article. So you can also see the link to each content. So you can just say, okay, I want to read this news. You copy the link, and okay, you can see it's copied. You copy each of the links you want to read, and go to that particular place and read about the news. Now we have the picture to each of these files. So if you find this video interesting, please subscribe to have more interesting video like this.